Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of the Otaku Club podcast. I'm joined today by Felix.
What up, people?
And Hawkwing, or in other words, Hawkeyser the Brave.
Y'all gonna stop getting my name wrong for one. It's Hawkeyser the Final Brave.
What happened to the other Braves?
All
Corporations.
dead. Anyway, we're here to talk about typical bullshit in anime, and the best way to talk about typical bullshit in anime is with starting with the biggest bullshit in anime, more Dragon Ball Super.
I mean, no. There's bigger bullshit in anime than Dragon Ball Super. Toei, say what you want about Toei. Say that they fucking work their workers to the bone, put them on slave wages, bad animation, bad live action, bad movies, bad business practices.
Hey, shut the fuck up,
But they're not really that bad.
My nigga Gohan is back, you know. It don't matter about the rest of this bullshit.
So,
Gohan is about to go in.
We're talking about the new arc announced, the Universe Survival arc for Dragon Ball Super, and that's going to be the multiversal tournament that they teased during the Universe 6 arc, the Champa arc.
So, the funny thing that's probably the most obvious thing that I believe everyone's pointed out is for the little poster that's shown with this, they show off all the different heroes. I use quotes here, but among them you see 17, which if you follow Dragon Ball Z and you're a big enough fan, you know he did get revived at the end of Dragon Ball Z or near the end of Dragon Ball Z. But what's really surprising is that he hasn't been stated to have really done anything since then. We don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, we know he's a park ranger, and he's repping it. He got the Ranger armband.
That and this he's given almost as much prominence on the poster as Vegeta.
Yeah, he's right next to Goku. So the full roster is Majin Buu, or Mr. Buu, Krillin, 18, 17, Goku, Vegeta, Yamcha without the scar, Master Roshi, Tien Shinhan, and Piccolo. So
you mean Ma Junior?
Yeah, Piccolo, Demon King Piccolo's son.
Ma Junior. Anyway, but so I watched the last arc in Super, and it was the only thing that really caught my eye the most was obviously the father-son Gallic Gun. But what's going to happen in this? It's supposed to be the multi-universal tournament. Have they shown anything for anybody? I mean, I know Hit's going to be in it, but
there was some news, and obviously with the name of the arc, some people have been hypothesizing that maybe the losers of this tournament get their universes blown up by the Omni King or some shit.
Will the multi-universal thing have any, say, like, effects? Like, you remember how they had the what-if sagas in Dragon Ball, what was it, Budokai Tenkaichi? Like, the one where Super Buu wiped out all of humanity and was just, like, screaming on the planet? Does that count as another universe?
No. The universes in Dragon Ball Super are, like, canon universes instead of shit. I don't know, because they could just come out and be like, all right, universe like 3 is a fucking movie universe with Broly and all them, which it would be cool, but I'd rather like see like just some new shit, like
brand new characters.
Yeah, I'm not saying I wouldn't want to see Broly become canon, but
the way that it worked in the Chomp arc is that the only universes that like have direct parallels are like the ones that are like 6 and 7, and then the one was like 5 and 8, stuff like that. So you're gonna see probably wildly different life forms. They kind of teased at that with the last arc, with that one planet that Zamasu killed, that one caveman lizard thing.
I mean, I'd actually be pretty interested in seeing them go ahead and do like different things with Dragon Ball Super, because one of the things that I always wanted to see more out of Dragon Ball, and I know it's gonna bring back bad flashes of GT, I kind of wanted to see Goku and the others like see other non-humanoid aliens and fight them. Because I think Toriyama has really, really good designs when it comes to like characters and monsters and stuff, and robots too. But maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe this will be this Dragon Ball Super arc that everyone's been waiting for.
I know it's the one that I've been waiting for because Gohan is back, ready, determination in his eyes. He's gonna be going in. Goku is not gonna be the main character. Vegeta is always a jobber. This is Gohan's time to shine. This is what we've been waiting for years.
Just so you
Gohan
know,
fans have
Gohan
been
has as
teased
much real
forever.
Gohan has as much real estate on this poster as Android 18. No, he has less.
That's
He
not
has
what
less
it
real
means.
estate than 18.
No,
I don't think the
that's
poster
not
is a
what-
red
The
herring.
positions don't matter. The fact that he's back, he's in his Buu saga, gi. He found it. He dug through the closet and he found it. He doesn't have the glasses on. He has the
Exactly.
haircut. He's getting
He's
back
ready,
into
though.
it.
I'm telling you.
Well, let me just read off the story description for the arc. According to an invitation that Goku gets, Zeno is starting a martial arts tournament. I will never understand why it's just always a martial arts tournament.
It's a martial arts series.
Because it's a fighting anime.
Fighting
No, I
balance.
mean, but why not? But why is it always specifically like a martial arts tournament? How come it's just not like a fucking death battle tournament or something like that?
Because Dragon Ball has always been like based off of like old
Martial
Chinese
arts.
shit, yeah, like martial arts and
They
shit.
don't have Mortal Kombat in China. I'm lying.
Yeah, you are. Anyway, Between All the Universes called Chikara no Taikai, or in other words, Tournament of Power. But it is the beginning of universal destruction. What? Something awaits winners and losers of this tournament. What will become of this fierce team battle between each universe's elite warriors?
See, the wording on that is ambiguous. When they say team battle, do they mean that they're actual teams, or is it still one-on-one, elimination style tournament?
Well,
I
if
feel
you
like
look at it, it's 10 people, right?
Yeah.
So you could have like Krillin and Android 18, like Piccolo,
It could
Gohan.
be like the Dark Tournament arc from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh hell no, it better not be.
What? What do you
If they-
mean?
Dark Tournament was a fluke. That arc was godlike, but it went like 30 fucking
How,
years.
it wasn't a fluke.
it only felt like it took so long because we watched it week by week. Well,
Yeah,
then again,
exactly.
we're doing it for this too. We'll be doing it for this too, though.
True. But
And let's be fair, Dragon Ball Z compared to everything else, well, Super hasn't been as bad with it, but the Dragon Ball series compared to everything else is the most slow burn in terms of fights.
Well, nah, I would say that was like only for like the first run of Z.
yeah, Kai
Like
and
Super,
they
Kai,
have decently
Dragon
paced
Ball.
fights.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't as bad in Super. I don't know, but
It was kind of bad with the Resurrection F and the Battle of Gods retellings, but that's obvious. But I don't know. Every other fight has been decently paced. Either it's taken care of in a single episode or in 2 episodes.
or the Zamasu.
Well, the thing about that is they had multiple fights with Goku Black and Zamasu, and they were broken up over the course of multiple episodes. But the setting was so similar that it felt like one fucking continuous fight.
Yeah, and then the fact that they had a fight with him, got their asses beat, then came back. They was trying to fight him again, got their asses beat again. They was like, "Yo, Beerus, can you handle this nigga?" And then he came up, he fucking killed him again, and then Zamasu. But anyway, it'll probably be the best arc. I can't see them. really doing too bad. I
Super is
remember.
getting better with every arc, in my opinion.
It's not saying much since it started out at like below rock
What are you talking
bottom.
about? It started at episode 27.
Stop it.
Wait, was it 27? Did it really take that long for them to get through the friggin' 2 movies?
It was
Yes.
2 arcs. Yeah.
And
Holy shit!
I mean, if you ignore those and just look at the slice of life type episodes, those were like 5 of those. So, and those weren't bad at all.
Well, that's just because the writers for Dragon Ball have always been pretty decent at comedy.
Well, no shit. It started as a gag manga.
the days of old. Still need to go and watch that Aurelia episode.
Well,
Oh yeah, and while we're on the subject of Dragon Ball being a gag manga, we should tell them about the Yamcha spin-off Gaiden series.
You mean fucking ReZero? You mean ReZero with
Re-Yamcha?
Re-Yamcha Zero.
It's great.
Re-Yamcha Zero, yo. So,
I really can't. I can't believe that it wasn't stolen from fucking ReZero.
so for people who don't know what we're talking about, how do I even actually start with explaining this?
Well, it was a guy. He fucking died in real life and was reborn in the Dragon Ball universe as Yamcha. He was a huge Dragon Ball fan, so he fucking knows everything that's gonna happen in the story, and he's trying to make Yamcha the strongest character.
Yeah, and like it's actually pretty good. Like I've seen some. I don't know if they have a subtitle yet, but I've seen some translations, and like first he's like, "Oh man, why did I have to be Yamcha? Why couldn't I be Goku or Vegeta?" But then. Then he sees Bulma and he's like, maybe being Yamcha has some advantages.
What is this? What is this? You? Did you die and be reborn as Yamcha? Felix?
I mean, basically. And they show the fight that he has when the Saiyans come to Earth, right? And then a whole bunch of Cybermen team. He's like, I'm gonna beat all the Cybermen at once. And then they all group up on him and they all do the explosion and he survives. It's because he went to Namek and he got his potential unlocked because he knew that you could do that. Right? It's the ultimate, yo.
This is like the most. I can't even. I don't even know what to say. Like, this is the most ridiculous, cool, silly thing, yo.
It's great that they're doing
What
this.
if this fucking it's gonna become Timebreaker Yamcha?
The strongest character, yo.
What if this Yamcha appears in like Xenoverse 3? He probably will.
Well, he has like fucking potential unleashed, Kaioken times 100.
God Key, Yamcha.
God human key.
Fucking he has the Wolf Fang soul. He has the Wolf Fang spirit sword.
Ooh.
It's only gonna run for like 3 chapters. That
Only
much.
3?
Yeah, it's confirmed to be running for only 3 chapters. Let's see. Manga artist Dragon Garo Lee. Wow. Okay. Revealed on his Twitter account on Monday that his Gaiden Dragon Ball side story, The Case of Being Reincarnated as Yamcha manga, will run for 3 chapters. The second chapter is slated for release next month. So we'll probably start getting more and more chapters as it goes on.
Do you know what he did before? Like why he got noticed by Toei is because he made a fan comic of, or I guess a fan manga of One Punch Man and Dragon Ball Z crossover.
Oh, it's that guy?
Yeah.
I read that.
Yeah.
I actually read that. It was pretty funny too because it of course had Vegeta fight Saitama, and Vegeta got had his woman call him, and that nigga was like, "Oh, okay, my wife called me, man. I'll fight you later, yo. Let me get your cell phone number, B. We can fight later. I gotta go home. My wife want me to pick up the groceries." It it sounds like a really cool idea. But aside from that, let's see. I'm floundering here. I'm floundering here.
So what? You got two
Aside
eyes
from
on the same side of
crossover,
the head?
What?
You're floundering. So you have two eyes on the same side of the head?
well, talking of crossovers, one of Akuma's
Stop.
favorite animes, Sword
Stop.
Sword
Art
Art
Online,
I've
Online.
made
is
that. I've
crossing
made
over with
that.
some no name anime that nobody likes
Yeah,
called
some
Excel
garbage
World.
is Excel
I put
roll.
that next. I put that little symbol next to it so that you guys would know.
So that we know
You don't
it's a
have to
very
talk about it.
special subject that we have to talk about.
So.
I mean, they already had like a canon crossover. It's because Kirito. I don't quote me on this, but apparently Kirito grows up to design the Excel World game.
It's been hinted. It's been hinted if you check out Sword Art Online stuff, like more and more you read into the fiction, it's hinted that the nerve gears in Excel World were created by either Kirito or somebody who was deeply involved in the whole original Sword Art Online game catastrophe that happened. And it's also hinted that Koriyuki Hime is Kirito's daughter or some kind of relation to him. And the fucking crossover in the manga, in the fucking Excel World manga, I was like, oh, let me read this. It's shown that Kirito fights against Haruyuki. I don't know how it happens. It's because of some bullshit, whatever. But they end up fighting against each other, and Haruyuki just basically drops to his knees and sucks Kirito's fucking dick because he says, "Oh man, Kirito, he's so strong. He's just as strong and as fast as Koriyuki Hime Senpai." It's the most fucking masturbatory nonsense I've ever heard. The fucking Blink Lord is ruining everything.
Well, aside from Akuma's passion for the subject, the crossover that we're talking about today is it's gonna be a video game. It's gonna be on the PlayStation 4 and the Vita. Just came out with a commercial for it. I haven't watched it yet. I'm not really
What
interested
is the
in
Vita?
that.
Is that some
Either
sort
series.
the Vita some sort of new console? I've never heard of that.
A mystical handheld.
The mythical second handheld that existed.
The PlayStation Go?
Ooh, never bring that up again.
PSP Go? The
Never
PlayStation phone?
No, the N-Gage.
Ah, true.
I knew somebody who owned a fucking N-Gage. This shit was terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the one person who owned an N-Gage.
it looks like it's going to be based off of either the Lost Song Engine or that new one that came out, Hollow Revilas or whatever. I don't even care. Anyway, you're supposed to be able to fly because the only interesting thing to ever happen in Sword Art Online was that they learned how to fly, and it's basically they're given the ability to fly to justify Haruyuki's and Koriyuki Hime's abilities to fly. Well, Haruyuki's really, Koriyuki Hime just floats, but it's just that, and the gameplay for it looks pretty much like all the other Sword Art Online games. If you played those, don't play this. It's most likely going to suck.
So it looked bad.
Yes, the game looks bad, but I'm gonna fucking end up buying it.
Of course.
It's the only Excel World game I'll fucking have in America.
What a drama.
It is literally
Until
the
you're
only
done.
Excel World game I will ever have in America.
Tis.
It has Koriyuki Hime in her Black Lotus form, Haruyuki as Silver Crow, Unico as Scarlet Rain, and what's her name? I always forget her name. Whatever her name is as Lime Bell. Then it also has the blacksmith bitch, the loli, Asuna, and Kirito.
You mean the loli who gets tentacle raped?
Yes, the loli whose entire character is I get tentacle raped every chance. Fucking, I swear, I don't understand. I don't get what's going on with the fucking Blink Lord. For people who don't know, Blink Lord, I'm referring to Reki Kawahara. If you ever watch, just go watch the interview of he has about Sword Art Online. The man blinks very hard.
That's very rude of you to point out that man's deficiencies.
I don't want to hear this from somebody like you, Felix.
I mean, I have no interest in this whatsoever. Only thing I ever heard about Sword Art Online was how bad it was from a certain person. And the only thing I hear about Excel World is about how good it was from a certain person. So,
I don't even know who these people are you're talking about.
well, yeah, it's a mystery.
You know what else is a fucking mystery? The fact that it took Shenmue 3 this long to get fucking into production.
What do you mean? It was always in production. You just couldn't see it because it was behind the scenes, behind all that money that you sent towards it.
So it looks like it's finally getting into real production. I don't know. I have no idea how it's really just getting into production.
It's because they had to take like a couple of months to swim around in the Scrooge McDuck pile of money that all those fans sent them.
Didn't it get to like 3 million in like the first hour?
Yes, it got to a ridiculous amount. People haven't learned their lesson about kickstarting games.
So just by looking at the screenshots for the game, because they released a few of them. I mean, it's obviously very early, but it doesn't look good. And I don't mean in the fact that the game, I can tell just by looking at the screenshots if the game's going to be good or bad. It's just, I know what I'm looking at right here, and this does not look like great. I mean, it just looks like a bunch of blurry images. It looks like Source Filmmaker. It looks like a Source Filmmaker screenshot. And we've all seen plenty of those Source Filmmaker etceteras. I'm pretty sure Hawkwing has seen more than I. Nothing?
I'm not confirming nor denying that fact, or that notion.
But yeah, okay. So let's just out and say it. Is anybody in here really expecting this Shenmue 3 to be good?
Well, no, it's a fucking Kickstarter game. I don't believe that Kickstarter will ever produce anything of merit. And I already know you. Ooh, Shantae. Fuck off.
Well, I mean, Shantae's pretty good.
See?
It is. It's actually pretty good.
I mean, yeah, but like, wait, have you played the new Shantae that came out?
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, but that's because like WayForward actually makes games without the need of a Kickstarter. If any other studio is just like, yeah, send us all the money, dude, fucking, and it happened years ago, and like they didn't make any games during that time, it's a scam. You're gonna get ripped off. You're gonna get fucking concepted. You're gonna get double fined.
It's better than nothing.
Concepted. I like that. Is that going to become the new term?
Either concepted or double fine. Like I think I prefer double fine because they done it twice now and they're gonna do it again.
Oh, are you talking about with that new Psychonauts or something?
Well, Psychonauts 2 is gonna come out. It's gonna be garbage. You're gonna all those people who sent all their money to fucking Tim Schafer are just gonna look like fools, and it's gonna be their fault. It's just like what happened to the other double fine game. Broken Age or something like that.
I heard Broken Age's first couple episodes, like the first episode, I think it was 3 episodes or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, but I hear the first episode was really, really good, and everybody got their hopes up, and then it took like 20 years for the second episode to come out, and then everybody was like, oh, this isn't as good as the first episode.
And then the third episode didn't exist.
Wait, really? The last one never came out?
I think that it did come out. It was garbage. and like it had less content than you would expect. And Tim Schafer just fucking flushed all that fucking money that he got for no reason but his name alone.
I don't get it. Who is Tim Schafer?
He's an asshole. But beyond that,
Okay.
he's like the director of like Psychonauts and what's those other games like?
Grim Fandango.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. That's what he did. Grim Fandango, and people really, really like that. I mean, I was never a big fan. That's mostly because when it came out, I was too young to appreciate it. Maybe I'll go and play it one day. But as of right now, I have no idea. Point is, back to Shenmue III. I mean, it's only going to be on PS4, right?
Probably.
Well, PS4 and PC.
Yeah, maybe.
But if it's only on PS4, there's a good chance that it'll at least. I don't even want to say that because that just makes me sick. It'll look nice at least.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll figure out the problems that they're having with the Pro before then. They released the game. Everybody's hyped for it. It runs at 60 on the Pro. It runs at 12 frames per second on the PS4.
Oh, you should have upgraded.
Should have upgraded. We gave you a chance.
Just like what happened with the 3DS. Speaking of the 3DS, speaking of Nintendo, how about Super Mario Run?
What about
that game did really well? Like fucking, it already made 86 million downloads or something.
Of course it did. It's a fucking Mario game.
It's a fucking
Nintendo.
Nintendo. You're combining like the two most easily drainable things: nostalgia and a phone.
Nostalgia mobage.
Yes, that's the perfect term for it. Mobile garbage, mobage. It is probably the thing that I hate the most. It's a fucking mobile game that requires only single touch. Like I don't understand why fucking mobile companies don't just, well, a few of them do, but I don't understand why more of them don't just make RPGs. Like turn-based RPGs would be super easy on the phone.
Yeah, but you can't do microtransactions.
Or how come Konami hasn't released like a good phone Yu-Gi-Oh game? Phones are strong. A phone now, I assume, is just as strong as a PSP, right?
Yeah.
So how come they don't do like the Yu-Gi-Oh games on the PSP that had monster animations and whatnot?
It costs too much money.
Well, why would Konami make a phone Yu-Gi-Oh game that would make them lots of money when they can make a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh pachinko machine? I mean, come on, dude. It's so obvious. You don't have the business mind. You know?
Hit the lever.
God damn it.
A fucking Silent Hill pachinko machine. Good job, Konami. You're aces.
That's almost as well. No, it's worse because they did like Silent Hill pachinko machine. Capcom did a fucking Phoenix Wright pachinko machine, and now Namco is doing a Soul Calibur pachinko machine.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not.
No, they're not. What is it?
No, they just announced the 20th anniversary. They wouldn't make a pachinko machine on the 20th anniversary of Soul Calibur the fighting game for all time. They wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's called fighting your pachinko addiction. That's where you fight.
I can't even do the Soul Calibur intro thing. But Namco also had a fucking Tales of Destiny pachinko machine, but admittedly Tales of Destiny is probably the most like well-treated Tales of game in Japan. So I have nothing to say about that. But God, why can't companies understand that you can make a turn-based RPG or a tactical RPG on a phone?
No, they understand that. It's just like how would you get your money? How would you shove in your microtransaction? Unless they made like a Dragon Quest game where you have to pay real money to fucking revive at the church. Now that would be great.
oh god, fucking, you have to pay real money to revive at the church. Otherwise, you have to wait a set time period, and every time you die, more it slightly increases the time period.
Oh, yeah. Yo, somebody get me in touch with Square. I got an idea.
Stop! No, that's disgusting. Well, then again, it is Square, the company that made fucking all the Bravest.
Oh yeah, that shit. It has all your fucking favorite Final Fantasy characters, and it looks flashy, and it's garbage.
You know what? Speaking of things that are flashy and trash, Cabaneri Season 2.
Really?
I like season 1 of Cabaneri.
I like the first 7 episodes of Cabaneri, but the way that the last couple happened, like, can they really do a season 2? I mean, everything in the plot is resolved, not where the zombies come from, but everything else about the characters we care about.
Aren't we supposed to be watching that?
Nah, fuck that.
I'll add more. I'll add like the last couple episodes next time we get a chance to sit down and watch it all together.
The ending isn't even worth watching, dude. I've seen scenes from it, and the fucking main character just goes Super Saiyan. Spoilers. The dude just goes Super Saiyan now.
Yeah, like, believe me, it actually gets to the point where you're just like, what? Wait, what? Because these were actual things I was saying. After a while, I just kind of gave up on focusing too much on the logistics of how this is even happening, because obviously I'm focusing on the logistics of a fucking series where they have metal fire zombies.
That's badass, dude. Badass.
I mean, then again, we watched, how many things have ridiculous zombies in it? Let's see.
Anything with zombies?
The concept of zombies is ridiculous.
Well, yeah.
Ridiculous.
I mean, that's true. Anything with zombies is pretty ridiculous. But I liked the first season. I liked the first season enough. I'll admit it was fucking dumb as hell. But I think if they were to, like, build up the characters a tad bit more, they could make something out of it.
You know, another thing about Cabaneri that really applies to a lot of anime in 2016 is that the ending, a lot of animes this year ended really weird.
Well, that's because many anime are trying to, like, either stretch for a second season or go to a second season, because most of these animes, from my understanding, especially as far as animation goes, they're trying to keep on the same staff as much as possible. Like, same voice actors, same animators, same directors, writers, because they're trying to keep their jobs.
I mean, I was going to bring up an example, was Kumamiko, that ending.
The Kumamiko ending made me feel bad.
Yes, it was pretty bad. It's like emotional Rihanna. So for people who don't know, Kumamiko was about a little girl who wanted to go to school and go out of her little village. She lived like an isolated village. She wanted to go live in the city, and she had a giant talking bear that was like very, I guess, sort of like a big brother figure to her. So after a while, spoilers for anybody who was going to go watch it, but after a while she leaves the village, goes to town. She has a horrible experience in the town because she has crippling social anxiety, and then they take her back to the village and they talk to her over and over again, feed into the fucking fear that she had, and then they're like, oh, but you can just stay here with us. And then she's completely mentally broken at this point, and she's like, okay, I think I will. And the fucked up part was that the fear that she was imagining, it was entirely in her head. They knew that. She didn't know that, and they took advantage of it to reset everything back to the status quo. And it was so bad that apparently even the manga creator was like, what the fuck? And he got mad at the studio? Ooh.
Yeah, even the mangaka came out and apologized like himself. that the fucking thing
Even
happened.
though he had nothing to do with it, really.
Exactly. He had nothing to do with it, and he had to apologize because people really, really were upset about that. I can completely understand why. I know you guys weren't big fans of Kumamiko.
What are you talking
Kumo.
about, man?
Nah,
We
I thought
became
it
the
was
biggest
fucking
fans.
boring.
No.
I just
We wanted to see the ending. We wanted to see what happens to our.
I didn't want to see what happened. I was just fucking bored out of my damn mind watching that shit.
But I was actually, I enjoyed it. Every once in a while, I enjoy animes being, I don't want to use that buzzword.
Comfy.
Relaxing. I was gonna say relaxing, but okay.
Comfy, man. Everybody loved Kuma Tachi. It was great.
They loved
sick
what?
of-
Kuma
I'm sick of-
Tachi.
I don't know what the hell that is.
We Bear Bears.
We Bear
Kill
Bears.
yourself.
It actually translates to We Bear Bears.
I don't care.
Neither do I, but apparently Felix thinks it's hilarious.
That's great.
You know what else Felix probably thinks is hilarious?
No.
The censorship of JoJo's.
No, that's not hilarious. I want to see Jotaro smoking, damn it.
So for people who don't know, and if you're watching JoJo's, I don't know how you don't know about it by now. There was a scene, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago?
Like 4 weeks ago at this point.
There was a scene where Kira, well, I'm sick of saying spoilers, but it's a spoiler again, whatever.
Well, from
Why
this
don't
point on,
we just
if
talk
y'all
spoilers
fucking-
in our podcast? If you didn't know that by now, don't tune in next week. But no, tune in next week.
Tune in. Sorry, better see that viewer count going up.
But yeah, it's the scene where Hayato confronted Kira in the bathtub, or was it the other way around? And you just had a screen full of Hayato's baby deck, yo.
Which is really, really weird because Hayato's like 11.
No, he's not. He's in elementary school. He wears the little hat and he has the little book bag that lets you know that he's a elementary schooler.
Well, I think that hang on, blah 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 blah.
He's just
just
a
a quick excerpt. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable, which aired in November. In the episode, the 11-year-old character Hayato Kawajiri fights with the serial killer Yoshikage Akira in a bathroom scene. The anime repeatedly shows uncensored views of Hayato's genitals.
Does it really say that he's 11?
Yeah, it says it right here.
It doesn't.
In the article.
That doesn't sound right.
I know it's weird, but
then again, I mean, when you saw Dragon Ball, right? Yeah, you saw Goku's dicks plenty of times, and he was 15 years old, apparently.
Japan
that
is
was
very
also
weird.
like
20
in
years
the
ago.
fucking 1970s.
Damn.
Well, no, Japan's actually very weird with how they view child nudity. If you watch some animes, sometimes you'll see kids running around who are like 2 and 3 year olds, and they're actually completely naked, and you'll see all of them. Like, it's uncensored and everything. Like, it's all over the place, and it's just weird because I'm pretty sure that Hayato would, like Felix said, be considered a child because he had the little red book bag that they always use for children and that little round hat. But then again, I don't know when they stop wearing those as kids.
When they get to middle school, I would assume they could just wear like actual uniforms.
Yeah. The thing, I just don't know. But they've done the BPO. They're the people who are doing this. They've done this before. They did it with an episode of, I forget. It was a Magical Girl show. They did it once, and they also did it with what was that other show? Detective Conan. They censored a weird scene in Detective Conan that showed like a woman having food eaten off of her body.
Well, that's because like Detective Conan and all that, those are like kid shows and like shown in like the early morning, aren't they?
I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Like JoJo's
Well,
is like
hang on.
prime
Detective
time.
Conan is a kid show. There's actual murder
I'm
in that.
pretty sure
Yeah.
Detective. Well, fucking Kamen Rider has murder in it all the time, and that's a kid show.
Civilians getting fucking destroyed by Cougar.
Stop it.
But and it's on. It comes on in the morning. But I don't know. This is just weird. This is just the censorship laws in Japan are weird, or their norms really, not even their laws. Cause in the time slot, what time? I thought that JoJo's anime comes like on in a prime time slot in Japan.
It probably comes on around 8, I would assume. Or no, what am I talking about? 8 in Japan's probably not the top, whatever. But it's still really weird. Here's just one comment said, in a late night anime program, the genitals of a boy around the age of an upper elementary school student were shown over and over. Aside from infants and toddlers, isn't that something outside of society's standard wisdom?
What the fuck does that even mean? But it's not like they were like detailed genitals, just like the fucking half circle with a fucking little oval on them.
Yeah, but I mean, they've done that before. They always do that. That's how they always show off genitals for children in anime and stuff.
I think this is a non-deal. Like it's not a big deal at all. What they should have censored was that giant Pepsi sign. Showed entirely too much of that.
How many times did the Pepsi sign show up?
They're definitely gonna have to fucking cover it up for the tsunami and for part 4.
You think that, but it's just gonna be replaced with Coca-Cola.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fucking main topic.
Yo, wait, would they have to censor the Pepsi ad?
No. But about the Hayato's dick, no, they won't, because you know what? It's gonna be on Adult Swim. They show shows like Shin-Chan in the past, so I don't know why they would. And they show Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball shows the fucking Goku's baby dick, so I don't see the problem. There's no issue here.
Well, again, the fact that it's supposedly an upper elementary school student?
Irrelevant. They show dicks on South Park, uncensored. It's irrelevant.
Well,
two different stations, but still, it's irrelevant.
Well, no, there's always been a different fucking standard for anime and cartoons.
Yeah.
Because you can straight up just say, like, yo, I'm gonna fucking kill you on, like, a cartoon or something, but, like, animes, censor that shit on, like, Nicktoons
Sing
and
to
like,
the
Cartoon
next
Network.
dimension. Yeah.
What happened to all those people? It looks like Nappa sent them to another dimension.
Oh, can we talk about recently? Kiss Cartoon got shut down. They finally they couldn't keep getting away with it. So there was one website that was very popular to go and watch cartoons instead of if you didn't have Netflix and you didn't have like any of these things on demand to go watch cartoons. You went there, but it got taken down by the fucking copyright guys.
Well, as far as everything goes now, it's getting more and more. They're getting more and more like religious with copyright to the point where they're actually going out and taking out tons of different websites and stuff. Like, I remember there was one I used to know about that I didn't use, by the way. That would give out anime torrents that the guy actually received a cease and desist from Japan, and he apparently he got a cease and desist, and they couldn't actually go after him, but he had to shut down his site. So they're getting very serious with this stuff. And I mean, it's as far as some of the companies go, Crunchyroll's not bad, but Crunchyroll doesn't have everything I like.
I've always said this, like, if you don't want people to pirate or otherwise view your stuff illegally, then you have to provide a way to watch it on your own. Like, before, like, how would you be able to watch old shows that they don't even show anymore, like Symbiotic Titan and stuff like
You better
that?
go buy the DVDs, boy.
And, you gotta provide a way for the modern day, person, whether that be a kid
Shit
or it
eating
be like
millennials.
one of us. Yeah, the shit eating. But you gotta like have it digitally available on your website, and then you can just run ads on it. Like people wouldn't care. Like they would go to your website if they could watch all these older shows. But I don't know.
It's
You
almost
just will
like
shut
making
down people.
it's almost like making things convenient for the people who want to watch it could somehow yield some form of money.
No, you don't say. Nah, that's stupid, bro. Let's go to SpongeBob. Let's run SpongeBob on Nick 24/7 and Teen Titans Go on Cartoon Network 24/7.
Who don't forget my 24/7 episode, my 24/7 hours of fucking cops.
Get over it. G4 is dead. Rest
I'll
in
never
pieces.
I'll never get over it. I think back to G4 now and again, and I fucking have intense nostalgia, especially for Cinematech.
It's truly a bitter, especially for Cinematech Nocturnal Emissions, boy. I'll tell you, it was a great.
Cinematech Nocturnal. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cinematech Nocturnal Emissions was the first time I ever saw Gunslinger Girl. It was a crappy PS2 game, or I think it was a PS2 game, but it was a crappy Gunslinger Girl game, and it was the first time I ever saw it. And I stayed up late, despite the fact that my parents told me I shouldn't have. And I was watching it in the kitchen of my old house.
What a badass.
And then I heard somebody walking downstairs, and it scared me, so I turned off the lights and hid on the side of the refrigerator.
I'm not gonna lie, I would do the same thing because I had to sneak into the living room at night when everybody was asleep, and then turn on like when you first turn on the TV and it starts blaring because whoever turned it off didn't turn the volume down.
Fucking girl's gone wild.
Snoop Dizzity Dizzle.
Fucking, you turn it on, and that one song starts playing. You know the song.
Yeah.
No, what was that one song on that commercial? I want you back, or whatever that fucking song was. I don't know what the fuck I'm singing. But yeah, that was that was some shit that always used to happen back in the day. Speaking of things from back in the day, that was bad.
That
Speaking
was
of
really
things from
bad.
back
It
in
was
the day,
unnatural, dude. You should maybe just kill yourself now, my friend.
I probably will. Excuse me now. No, stop. So Yu-Gi-Oh! And Rurouni Kenshin are getting some shorts and getting some manga shorts, which, for anybody who gives a crap, which for the most part, I just came up with this topic because I saw the new art that they have for the character in Rurouni Kenshin,
I mean,
and I was like, oh, this is definitely a character that if Hawkwing and Felix would like.
I don't really. I know it's not like I'm not excited for this, but it's not bad news either. I might check those out. It's just nostalgia again. Like, oh, remember these series? Now they're getting something extra. Pokemon is doing a similar thing. Like the next Pokemon movie is going to be a retelling of the first season, which might be good.
It's basically set up so that kids who didn't exist back in what was it, 97? I think it was when it started, can go and watch it.
I think the anime started in '99.
Yeah, it's so that little kids who never got a chance to watch those Pokemon episodes can go back and watch it. Which, with the internet, how have you not seen the first few seasons of Pokemon by now?
I'm just excited to see them get to an hour and 10 minutes into the movie, and then they just have a Porygon section, and it just kills off thousands of Japanese kids.
No, not again. What I'm waiting on is them to get to is to get to the part where they fucking completely redo all the characters. They make Brock like a lot more light skinned. They make Misty super busty like she was in the comics. They make yo, they need to do another Poke Rap.
No,
I
they
want
don't.
a new age Poke
Let
Rap with
it
all
end.
802
Fuck
Pokemon.
off.
Stop. It would be like
Well,
2
first of
days
all, you're too
long.
old to be watching this fucking shit.
Objection.
Fucking Pokemon. Oh no.
You're never too old to watch Pokemon.
Yes, you
It's for
are.
all ages, yo. Especially
Sitting
the
there with
hidden
your
lore
you eat
of
Pokemon
Pokemon.
Pop
You mean that?
Tarts.
Oh, you mean kind of like the ashes in a coma lore?
God.
Damn it.
Hold on. Instead of fucking talking about this garbage ass Pokemon anime, let's talk about something that's actually good
Like the
and
garbage
cultural.
ass Gintama
And
live action movie.
now, see, this the second time today you stole my fucking segment. This ain't gonna happen again.
So, for people who don't know, Gintama's gonna have a live action movie, right?
Yes, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
gonna
gonna.
be shit.
Well, it doesn't look like it's gonna be that great. One of the good things, or at least one of the things that look good, are all the costumes. At least all the characters look pretty close to what they would look like in real life.
It's like they got some top tier
No.
cosplayers to make these uniforms, yo, for dirt cheap.
I mean, it doesn't look. I mean, they don't look bad. I think.
I think they look awful. I cannot imagine any of those characters without the voices that they have in the anime.
You think that they should just dub over the guy who plays Gintoki with Sugita?
Yes, I would be for that.
That sounds like it would look awful and also sound awful.
I don't know, cause Gintama I feel is perfect for the anime medium. I don't read the manga. I just watch the fucking anime. I think it is great. 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. Live action anime movies are usually garbage.
Well, at least with Gintama, from my understanding, isn't everybody in Gintama Japanese?
No.
Nope.
Well, the main cast are all Japanese, except for Kagura. Isn't
No, they're
Kagura
not.
Chinese?
Kagura's an alien. That's based off of like Chinese shit.
Well, Japan is the closest we'll ever get to an alien life species or life form.
But my point is, at least it'll turn out looking better than the Full Metal Alchemist movie that's coming out with a completely Japanese cast.
Good thing that will stay in Japan.
No, it won't.
Yeah, well.
Full Metal Alchemist is arguably like the highest rated anime of all
They're
time.
not gonna bring a Japanese movie overseas, dude. They never do. They hardly ever do. I should say.
Dragon Ball Z says what's up.
They didn't bring a Japanese Dragon Ball Z movie. I mean, I'm talking about a live action movie, not a whatchamacallit, not an animated movie. Because obviously, with an animated movie, you can dub over it. But for a live action movie, nah, it's never happened.
I miss the days of when they used to dub over Japanese actors with English lines, and the characters' mouths would just keep moving like 15 minutes after they finished talking.
I'm talking about Chinese movies, kung fu movies.
No, they did that in Godzilla as well.
Did they?
Yeah, Godzilla was one of the ones that was most famous for that, because they had the people talking, and it was so out of sync. Like everybody thought that the Godzilla movie was a freaking comedy.
Oh well, I'm not the Godzilla fan here.
Yeah, but you know who is a Godzilla fan? Not this guy.
So that just leaves one person. Well, are you a Godzilla fan?
Sorta, yeah. I like a couple of the movies, but I like terms of like monster films, I like Pacific Rim 1 quite a bit.
Oh, so you're a pretty big fan of like
Kaiju.
would it be giant?
Kaiju.
Yeah,
Kaiju.
kaiju style things. So
Yeah.
so you're probably looking forward to the new Pacific Rim 2, right?
Yes. Well, sort of. I don't like John Boyega, but I'll watch it. I'll see. We'll see.
Well, there's that, and there's actually another new Godzilla. There's actually a new Godzilla movie, and it's American Godzilla, not Shin. Oh no, somebody left a stove on at home Godzilla. But there's a new one coming out made by Legendary. I think it's Legendary who makes them, right?
Yeah. Aren't they
Is
also?
the American Godzilla even worth anything?
I hear that the American Godzilla was. I hear it was the best American-made Godzilla, which isn't saying much.
That's not saying anything.
But I hear when Godzilla is off screen, it's boring. But when Godzilla is on screen, it's fucking awesome. Like it's like when Godzilla is on screen, it's some of the coolest Godzilla stuff that he does. Like when he friggin' grabs he fights these two kaiju in the movie, and he actually grabs one of the kaijus, pulls its mouth open, and breathes its atomic breath down its throat. It's
He's
fucking
done that
awesome.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
it's really well.
dude.
It's really well animated in this because, of course, Legendary. I think Legendary has like a huge budget, don't they?
Yes.
But apparently, they finally decided on titles. Which, for anybody who doesn't know, the original title for Pacific Rim was Maelstrom. You know, Pacific Rim 2 is Pacific Rim. It was called Pacific Rim Maelstrom, and they're actually changing the title to Pacific Rim Uprising, which I think that's actually not a good title to change it to. And here's my reason why. It would be calling it Pacific Rim Uprising is basically like calling it Pacific Rim Reloaded.
Reloaded is
I
good.
feel like Maelstrom was a better title. Like, what the fuck is the Uprising? It's a fucking human versus monster movie. I don't understand.
We're uprising against the kaiju.
It's
I mean,
kind of a stretch.
I mean that makes some sense, but it's still. I just think it's a lazy title change. I think it's changed to a lazy title. I thought Maelstrom made perfect sense because they were on the Pacific and it was and there were tons of storms and stuff. So it was like
Yeah, because the Maelstrom
back to a
is like
Maelstrom.
a fucking.
A whirlwind.
It's like a fucking. What's the word? It's like a
Hurricane.
fucking vortex, isn't it?
Yes.
Like water and fucking.
Yeah, and it made perfect sense for it, but they're changing it to Uprising, which again, it is the titular title that just ruins everything. Stuff like Uprising, Reloaded, I don't know, Revelations.
Now you're just shitting on the Matrix.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. It's not really that hard.
I mean, whatever
But-
happened to those rumors about like the Godzilla versus Cloverfield movie and the King Kong versus Godzilla movie? Are those still like things?
I never heard the one for Cloverfield, but the one for Godzilla versus King Kong is still in the works because the new Kong reboot is supposed to be all about it. But does anybody think that King Kong can take on God fucking Zilla?
Well, they would have to make him much, much bigger. Like
Because
physically.
Godzilla's bigger than most skyscrapers.
Yeah, and King Kong was specifically climbing on the Empire State Building, so he's not that big. They would have to make him much bigger or make Godzilla much smaller. Either way, it would look pretty fucking jarring.
Well, it seems like the new Kong reboot, which I think they call Skull Island, actually is going to be more of an action, and it's going to not be just a reboot of or a retelling like Peter Jackson's King Kong.
I thought Peter Jackson's King Kong was pretty good.
I know people who were really upset about the fact that it was literally just the original movie, just with better CG. But I enjoyed it too. I also remember playing the game on the Xbox. I thought the Xbox game was alright too.
Nah, looking back, it was pretty bad. It was just one of these, like it was the transition from the 6th gen to the 7th gen, and like it was touted as a next gen game. And, wow, it looks so amazing. Look how fucking interactive it is. Oh, look at these graphics, bro. When you look back at it, pretty bad, honestly.
It was back in the day. It was back when it was right before they figured out how to use the PS3 as well. So they just put it on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
But I forgot to mention the title for Godzilla, for the new Godzilla. It'll be Godzilla King of Monsters. It'll be changed to Godzilla King of Monsters, which maybe in the next movie we'll get. Well, I doubt we'll get Mothra.
No, they hinted
But
at
maybe-
Mothra in the first one.
I'm finna see Mecha Godzilla.
I think that's too early for Mecha
It
Godzilla.
is. It's too early for
Mecha
Mechagodzilla.
Godzilla, Jet Jagger, you know.
Jet
It's
Jagger.
definitely
Jet Jagger's-
too early for Jack Jagger. Fuck.
I'd say give it at least 3 movies before you get Mechagodzilla, and then he's gonna probably kill Mechagodzilla, and then it's gonna be fucking Destroyer. And then Destroyer's gonna literally fucking shit all over Godzilla, and he's gonna be like, "No, stop!" And then probably after that, you'll get like a Godzilla team up versus Destroyer.
And then after that, you'll just see Godzilla in a tracksuit with glasses on, fucking pushing the glasses off, has a wife and kids. And, I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to breathe atomic fire anymore. And then 2 years after that, they'll have like, oh, Godzilla found his gi again, and he's participating in the Grand Godzilla tournament.
The Grand
I
Godzilla.
realized you shouldn't have watched this immediately.
What the hell is the Grand Godzilla
It's the
tournament?
tournament with all the Godzilla monsters, yo. It's good, and it's hosted by fuck, I don't know, who is the allegory for fucking Xeno?
I'm not too deep in my Godzilla lore, man. I'm sorry. Like, all of my understanding of Godzilla lore essentially comes from Destroy All Monsters Melee.
Yeah, man.
That was a good game. I don't care what anybody says. That was a really, really good game. And I enjoyed it. Even though it probably doesn't age that well. You know what? Probably won't be a good game.
Come on, bruh.
That was
That
terrible.
was. I'm contemplating just ending it right now. I'm not talking about the podcast. I'm talking about my life. And that's why I'm in love with Amelia.
I mean, that is the right choice. I mean, Rem is shit. I'm pretty sure that I was the one who pointed that out to everyone. But, continuing on, let's talk more about the most beloved movie of 2016, Suicide Squad.
Batman
trademark.
versus Super. Oh.
Well, it's basically the same movie, but with slightly less Batman. Anyway, so they want to make more spin-offs about Suicide Squad, and why not make it with the most profitable character from that movie?
Joker?
No, not the Joker.
Uh-oh.
No, not Deadshot. And no, not the best character, Captain Boomerang. Yes, I said fucking Captain Boomerang. With Harley Quinn.
Oh. Great. The worst actor.
Anyway. It's really sad because Margot Robbie's not a bad actor. It's just she didn't do good as
As an actor.
Harley Quinn. Yeah. Anyway, so they want to make a spin-off movie, or I'm hoping it's just one, but knowing how comic books movies work now, if the movie even has a mild success, it'll be 18 Harley Quinn spin-offs. But back to the point, it's going to be a Gotham City Sirens movie, and I don't know much about the Gotham City Sirens. I don't even know if they're really a thing.
Well, it's kind of there's like the movie that is supposedly rumored to be in the works would be Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and of course Catwoman. In the comics, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy do have this sort of friendship type of relationship, or at least they did. So it could be interesting if they cast, an interesting actress to play the role of Poison Ivy, right?
Yes, an interesting actress, or in other words, an actress who would be interested in playing the role, or in other words, an actress who would show some interest while in the role, or in other words, the great Megan Fox. So, if anybody didn't get my clear amounts of ass
Vitriol
pulling,
and fucking contempt.
so there's been rumors, and it's just rumors. Like there hasn't been anything to really back it up aside from a few articles, and I think it's really just the fact that everybody picked it up at the same time. It's gonna be all about that Megan Fox might be playing Poison Ivy, as unfortunate as that is.
Has she even done like anything to warrant being in another film? Because the only films that she was fucking decent in are those Transformers movies.
What are you talking about? She was the star of TMNT 1 and 2.
And TMNT 2. Well, no.
In TMNT
at least 2,
she clearly looked like she didn't want to be there. She phoned it in, and that's saying something. Fucking Megan Fox. If Megan Fox is phoning something in, then it's like you might as well have gotten Plank's girlfriend to fill the role.
Well, I mean, she's about as pretty. No, let me stop.
Wait a minute. That's weird on both levels.
No, don't read too far into it. So, here's the problem. Megan Fox in the TMNT movie, I'm talking about the latest one, the one with Sheamus from WWE. She seemed like she didn't want to be there, and a lot of people say it's because of, or at least a lot of people rumor it's because of the way that Michael Bay treats women. Because he always is like, let's look at the ass, look at the titties. But come on, Megan Fox, is she anything but like a pretty face?
It's probably just because April O'Neil's diminished role in the plot of TMNT 2. And since she doesn't get to be the Mary Sue like she was in the first one, and why would she even put in any effort?
Well, it's like, should she shouldn't be the main character. It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, not plucky banana coat wearing booby monster with a big head.
Are you sure?
No, that's just your lemon fan fiction, Felix.
You're using all outdated terms here. But
well, excuse me for being an old.
What they should do is they should bring back. Damn, I forgot her name. No, I didn't. They should bring back Halle Berry as Catwoman, and it can just be a 3-hour shit show, yo.
I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Could anything be worse? I mean, when you think about it, DC at this point is almost hitting the level of those Catwoman movies.
No.
I think you underestimate
Catwoman was extremely bad. Batman vs Superman may be bad, but it was like disappointing bad, right? And Suicide Squad may be bad, but it was like try too hard bad. Catwoman was just fucking awful, like god awful.
I actually laughed at how bad Catwoman was. I was sitting in the theaters watching Batman v Superman, and I actually got tired while sitting there. And it might have just been the length of the movie, admittedly, but you should never feel tired while watching a fucking movie unless that's like the sole intent for it.
Oh, like I got tired when I was watching X-Men 3. Speaking of, While we're on this topic of superhero movies, there's rumored to be another X-Men movie by Fox, and it might.
Well, it's not even really rumored. It's all but confirmed. It's just not confirmed what it is, what X-Men it's going to be about.
There are a couple different things. It can be about like new X-Men. It could be another reboot. It could be about some of the fringe groups, some of the fringe mutant groups that nobody's ever heard of, like the special X-Men. What would they call it? The fucking the fucking.
Are you talking about the special class?
Yes, the special class. The fucking.
They're not the special class where they have an autistic kid who is like made out of gas. A girl whose her entire mutation is that she's really, really old. Like that's her whole thing. She's just really fucking old. Glob Herman, who his ability is that all of his skin is gone. He's just a skeleton and eyeballs inside of a big, indestructible blob. That's it. And then there is who's that other kid? Oh, No Girl, who is just a brain. Like her mutation, her whole body is gone. She's just a brain.
It's kind of sad. That's one of the more clever names of the X-Men. I mean, other niggas name themselves after like mythological creatures or like actual animals. And this bitch is called No Girl because you know.
There's no girl there, and it's even weirder because she had like a boyfriend.
Who was it? Was it Murder Man?
It's not a character.
Are you sure?
Yes, I've looked up Murder Man. If somebody can find me, anybody out there, find me a character, a superhero character named Murder Man, please. But no, she was dating Quentin Queer.
Hold up. Was he Iceman?
Challenges crawl through the battles and brawl. I stand and they fall as a hand of the jaw. My haymaker, slave player, shake haters greater than a golden state. Quake or break the golden gate. Leave them in a swollen state. Holding weight that motivates the fake to go escape before I break and straight unload my hate until they face. Hold it, wait. Everything you own, I take. Edited my enemies, no weaponry will slow my pace. Generous with genocide and those who standing in my way. Settle them like sediment. My throne is planted on their graves. Save your sympathy for homelessness and your meekness for holy.